Back in Syracuse as the Crunch gets set for the Charlotte Checkers. Final game of the week for the Crunch. It's the third game here in 4 nights for Syracuse, and the final game of his 6-game homestand for the Crunch. Syracuse has won 7 straight games overall. Here on Countdown to Crunch Time, I'm Lukas Favale, joined by Crunch head coach Ben Groulx, presented by Supercuts. Ben, it is the final game of the week. Last night, a win for the Crunch, 4-1 over the Belleville Senators. What'd you see last night?
You know what? Good game overall. I thought Belleville was a good team last night. They were skating well. They were a tough team to play against, and we had to find a way to beat them. We did. I like the way we skated. I like a certain part of our game. I think we gave the puck away too much. Probably we made some bad decisions at times, but overall, I thought we did a good job.
The Senators get the first goal of the game. It came about 3 minutes in. It's the first time during this winning streak that the Crunch were trailing in a game, which is pretty amazing over the last 7 games. But there was a good response after that. You get a goal a few minutes after that, and from there you kind of took control. How important was getting that quick response after going down 1-0?
Yeah, I like the fact that that goal didn't change anything. Like, we were still playing and we had chances. I thought both goalies were pretty good. Like, Eddie was great. He was rock solid when we needed him, and their goalie was good as well. So now it's you know what, we find a way. We skate well. I feel that even though we don't have much depth right now, it seems that we're physically and mentally at the right place, so that's probably why we're still playing that way.
And you talk about being mentally prepared, and we've talked about it a couple times, facing teams that are not in the playoffs, Belleville and Binghamton, and against those teams, the Crunch have had great success this year, and it's 6-0-1-1 against Belleville, 7-1 against Binghamton. So what does it say about this team to be mentally ready every game against teams that are down in the standings?
Yeah, that's important. Like, you got to prepare for each game. You got to go one game at a time, and I like the fact that we can put ourselves in the now and take care of the now and not projecting ourselves too far ahead. So it's good, especially at this time of the year. Like, we secured a playoff spot a month ago. We're close to finish in the second place. We know who we're going to play against. It's going to be Utica or Rochester. So I like the fact that mentally we're at the right place, and physically it seems that we're okay as well. So hopefully we're going to keep going like that for another 2 weeks to get ready for the rest.
Yeah, there's 7 games left in the season for the Crunch, and last night Alex Volkov had 2 goals for the Crunch. He becomes the first player to hit the 20-goal mark this year, and the first rookie to do it since Cedric Paquette a few years ago. So what did you see from Alex last night and over the last few weeks for him?
Well, I feel 20 goals at 19 years old, it's pretty impressive. Like, he came here, didn't speak the language. When you look at his first 10 games, I think he didn't register a goal. So what he has accomplished since then is pretty amazing. He adjusted well to his environment to become a pro player, what he has to do on and off the ice. Consistency is always a factor with those young guys, but overall Volky's been a good player for us. He's a good person as well, and I can't say enough about him. The talent is there, and like I mentioned, in this case it's not if, it's more when, and I believe that when he's going to look next year at what he accomplished this year, is going to be happy, and it's going to prepare him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, Volkov with 21 goals on the year now and 40 points on the season, and he's not the youngest player on the team anymore. Alexei Lipinov is here, and he's 18 years old, and he had another assist yesterday. He had 2 points through his first 3 games. A pretty nice pass there last night. What have you seen from Lipinov, the 18-year-old, through his first 3 games pro?
Yeah, you know what, Alex tried to find his way out there. It's not easy for him. Like, I feel that physically, he struggles a little bit physically. He's not used to play against men. He's not used to the pace of the game. So he tries to survive out there right now, but still find a way to make plays with the puck. And it's for him to adjust to a new style of hockey, if I can say, like playing against men, playing with pace. He's got to accomplish in 35 seconds, 40 seconds what he's used to accomplish in a minute. Challenges that Joseph and Stevens and all those kids had to overcome early in the year. So he's there. So we try to give him 10-12 minutes a night, playing him at this position, center, because he's not a winger. So I think it's good learning for him. It's going to help him down the road.
Crunch are getting set for the Charlotte Checkers here tonight. It's the final game of the weekend for the Crunch. Last night and over the last few days, the Crunch have had to go with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Certainly not anything that the Crunch are unfamiliar with this year.
Yeah.
But what have you been doing here the last few games to kind of mix in what you've got in the lineup?
Well, you know what? We got to juggle our lines a lot because, like I mentioned, like we have 4 centermen, including Lipanov. The thing I like, it's Doomy and Lynchy can play wing, so that help us with Lipanov being strictly a centerman. But you know what? It's ice time for everyone. I think Alex Gallant is playing his best hockey as well. He's skates well. He's got a lot of energy. He's physical. So, like, it's an opportunity for everybody, and this league is all about that, like opportunity and seizing the moment. And I think those guys are making the best of their opportunity.
And you talked about Alex Gallant, and he's been in the lineup here the last few games. How important is it to have someone like him in the lineup, especially down the stretch and looking to potential playoff matchups?
Well, you know what? He brings something that we don't have much on this team. But it's like for us, we want him to play. He can't be a player that's sitting on the bench just waiting for that moment. He's got to be able to play, to contribute, and bring something, bring energy, bring momentum to our team. And I think this is what he's been doing. And like I mentioned, I feel he's playing in the best hockey of his season right now. So it's good news for us.
Crunch are getting set for the Charlotte Checkers. It's the final game of the weekend for the Crunch, here with Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. The last 7 games, all wins for the Crunch. You've limited opponents to 2 or fewer goals in each game. Only 9 goals allowed in those 7. What has the team been doing so well defensively? I'm sure it's some of the goaltending as well, but what has the team been doing over the last 7 games structured defensively?
Well, we don't do anything special. That's one part. I think at times our PK was great. At times our goalie was great. At times our structure was great. It seems that we're finding the way. I'm a big believer that when things are going well, it's because there's many little things that are clicking together, and the same thing when it's not going well. So right now, things are going good for us. So let's do not change anything.
The Checkers are in town tonight, and it's the 4th and final matchup between these two teams. And the Crunch had a 2-game series in Charlotte a few weeks ago. And I remember when we were there, you said this might be one of the best offensive teams the Crunch has seen all year. So what do the Crunch have to do tonight to slow down this Checkers team?
You know what? When you look at their lineup, I really like that team. Like, they're big, they have skills, they can skate. They have a good group of defensemen and good goalies. I think they're very well coached. They play a good game of hockey. So for us, it's about limiting their chances. Like, try to play 5-on-5 everywhere on the ice and not having on-man rushes against us. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right, looking forward to it tonight as the Crunch take on the Charlotte Checkers. This is Crunch head coach Ben Groulx, presented by Supercuts. Ben, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.